This is a follow-on from the double arm lever, and this time we're going to focus on the single arm lever. We're using a plate so that we've not got that full flat hand loading on the ground. This gives us a little bit more leeway where we can grip something and still get ourselves off the ground. It also gives us a little bit of height to get, you know, the legs off the ground in the first place. So we'll just go over the basics again. The arms go by the sides, so whether you're using left arm or right arm, we're obviously going for a single arm lever, so we're doing one arm at a time, but the setup is the same, except you can actually allow yourself a bit more room to pull that elbow in. So arm by your side, bend the elbow, pull it in as much as you can. Now, the single arm lever is actually more comfortable, I would say, for women that have bigger breasts, because the double arm lever, you're having to really scoop, lift up, and then pull the elbows down into the middle of the body. With the single arm lever, you can take one arm away and you can get yourself in a better position to pull that elbow down. So ladies, arm, bend, across, lift, and then go down. And that might be a bit more comfortable for you. So that's the same position. I'll do that on the floor. So elbow, elbow, pull it in, hand goes down on that floor, and that allows you to then have that placement to lift off from. So we're going to do the same for here. So the basics are exactly the same. We want to be pushing whatever it is away, so we'll push away from the plate. So I'm pushing myself away from the plate. My abdomen, my core is engaged, so that's pushing in the opposite way, and then that base is going to be my elbow. The forearm is going to be the lever, and my body on top, exactly the same. We're going to take that balance through the hand and just adjust the balance through the lever. Now, the single arm lever also gives a beneficial hand, because if I take my hand in a sort of diagonal, take my position, my hand will go in a diagonal, and it allows me to play with the balance with two hands, rather than in the double lever, you've really got the placement of where your hands are, and they're just stuck there. So with your hands here, you can sort of push and pull to get yourself in that nice level line. We're doing exactly the same though. We're thinking of chest up, keep the shoulders in a strong, stable position. That engages our upper back and our spine. And then we're looking to lift the butt, extend the legs, and get that entire full body tension happening. Same progressions. First one is get your sweet spot in your core. Take your other arm out beside you, so almost kind of diagonal. Place weight through into the chest and the shoulders. Think of lifting your chest up. Push the plate away as you lift your knees. Just gently. Once you've got some weight into your arm, that's your first progression. It's holding it there, getting comfortable holding it there. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's all about the awareness. It's being able to tap in and tune in and say, where am I placing weight? Where do I feel strong? Where do I feel weak? Where do I have to adjust? Can I balance here? Is my chest falling? Are my shoulders in a good position? This takes time to be able to hold in positions to really feel what's going on, and this is how you'll make good progress. So if you stick to the basics first, you get that awareness, you can feel what's going on, you're building strength at the same time, that then you can move on to the next progression. And the next progression is exactly the same setup. You're just going to lift your legs a little bit higher. So really engage your butt cheeks this time. And come back down. Spend time in that. Exactly the same. Can I feel my butt engage? Can I feel my spine really opening up? So into that extension, so that you can really feel that there's an engagement through your spinal erectors down your back, that your chest is lifting up, your shoulders are in a good position, you're pushing the plate away, you're bracing with your core. Third progression is really just extending the legs. This is when it gets more difficult, because the whole word lever is when we start to extend the lever as well, there's more weight front, there's more weight back. So it's harder to balance, which takes more strength through the push, more adaptation through the hand to feel the balance, and more fingertip feedback with that push-pull on the other hand. So that looks like this. Take the weight through the sweet spot, push into the plate, lift the legs, and then start to extend. As I'm lifting my chest up, and then come back down. The extending the legs takes time. And it comes a lot faster if you work on those progressions diligently. Don't rush them. The connection and the awareness is key, because if you rush them, your legs will just kick out, you'll flop about in balance, and you'll have to bring your legs back in again. Work on the progressions, get really, really good at them, and you'll get the legs coming out for a longer time and a longer time and a longer time. Then you can work on the final progression, which is actually taking this balancing arm off, so your helper arm off. I'm not going to do it on this because safety first, this actually flips when I try to do it. So actually I'll do it on the floor. It's exactly the same setup, whether it's the plate or the floor. The plate just allows you to have less wrist strain. So with the last progression of taking that hand off, we have the hand still in a diagonal. We still take that sweet spot into the elbow and the core. The legs start to extend out, and then you start to play about with taking your hand off. But don't change your shoulder position. After time, you would go further, further, and then take your hand off. It's such a great all-round exercise. You're going to get strength through your entire body, but make sure that you're still working on wrist strength so that your wrists can take the load, you can keep playing, you can keep progressing, and you can keep having fun, because